Hello, welcome to another edition of For Your Information. I'm Tammy Freeman, and today my special guest is Matt Dover. He is a volunteer and also a foster, a really great foster. He's had several foster dogs and had successful adoptions of the foster dogs that he's had. Today with him is one of his foster dogs, Maggie. And so, Matt Dover, if we'll talk about Maggie first. Let's
Sure.
talk about let's talk about how you got to know us first and how you came to find out about Clifford's Army Rescue, which will lead into Maggie probably.
Oh, okay, sure. So, originally I had seen some things come up online. My wife had showed them to me about, she said, hey, these rescue dogs, they really need somebody to go out and walk with them. So, we decided to go join, the Clifford's event at the Kings Mountain Gateway Trail. And we just started walking dogs there, and eventually we got more involved with some volunteer work, walking the dogs and, meeting more dogs. It eventually led to us adopting our next two dogs after our senior dogs passed. We found that we fell in love with one of the dogs that we went and walked a couple of times, and so he became a part of the family.
And what was his name? Which one was that?
So his name was Simba, was Clifford's name for him, but we changed that to Murray, and he fits the Murray name. Then when our last senior dog passed, it was just Murray by himself, so we came back and we found our other dog, a beautiful little brindle pit bull we named her Sadie. She was part of a pair that had been taken care of by Clifford's. So we decided to foster our dog Sadie's sister, Ashley. And so we fostered her for several months. And I think it was just within the last 3 months that she found her forever home.
She got adopted, yep.
And in the midst of all of the, adding new members to our family and bringing in some fostering, we found Maggie here, who had just shown up one day, running through the woods behind our house, and seemed to be a very hungry dog, always looking for food. And so she was being chased around by a couple of other dogs, and eventually that led to Miss Maggie here having a whole litter of her own. She showed up a few days later after she had her puppies, and there were no puppies to be found, so we organized a neighborhood search party and went out through the woods and came upon an old barn that had been lost to time, was actually where vultures were roosting, and they were raising their own little vultures in there as well. But that's where we came across Maggie's 10 puppies. And so we just pulled them out, and we kept counting, couldn't believe how many there were. And we contacted Clifford's because there's no way that those 10 puppies were going to make it without the help of somebody and an organization such as Clifford's. So Clifford stepped in, found homes for those pups and foster homes, and
Foster
has now,
homes, we do still have several of her pups available that are in different foster homes
and
around, but
we decided to foster Maggie until she's ready to find her forever home as well.
and she is ready.
And she is ready. She's a very sweet girl. She loves to play. She's very energetic, but she will also be a couch potato if you let her. She knows a few little tricks. She likes to jump up in the air and do flips. And she's her own dog. She's very unique in her personality, friendly, fun, a little wary of other dogs. When she's got to take a little while to warm up to them. But, and she's absolutely fascinated by cats. I don't know if she's afraid of them or she's studying them, but she is very, very intently gazing at all cats she sees, and just she stares with a 1,000-yard stare.
Oh. But she is, you know, the benefit of having a foster home and having our dogs in foster homes is that she's housebroken, you
Absolutely.
know, correct? And then
she is
she's
crate trained as well.
crate trained, housebroken. She goes to, she's been to several of our events as well. She's just waiting for her right person, her right foster,
Absolutely, and she's
or right adopter.
yes, and so you know the right home sometimes
Correct.
takes a while, and you know that's why I enjoy being a foster. We do have 2 other foster puppies at the house right now, but the great thing about being a foster is that you know first it's not a long-term commitment, and you know you're
But
able
it's as long as it takes.
as long as it takes, but
Yes.
it's not like we're going to have to, you know, be there for that dog for
Yeah.
next 10 or 15 years or however long. But at the same time, we're giving Maggie here a, you know, a taste of what it's like to be in a normal house.
And getting her prepared to be adopted, you know.
Exactly. So, you know, she
so
was
she's-
sort of feral-ish when we found her, very skittish, fearful of everybody. But, you know, over time she warms up, and you know, I think that has a lot to do with being in a foster home.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's a lot better than, you know, just being in a cage somewhere for her, you know, entire time until somebody comes along and says, I'll take that one.
Yep, and you know, that's what's so great, and we need more fosters. You know, we could really use some more fosters, and it gives you a chance to really teach the dog how to be a dog and how to live in a home, you know, and all that. So tell us about your other 2 fosters.
So the other 2 fosters that we have are a couple of 5-month-old puppies who came to us through basically an emergency rescue from I believe it was a chicken farm somewhere in the upper part of the county, and they were in pretty rough shape.
And they came with several others. I
They
believe.
did. They came. I think it was 6 total that were surrendered to animal control and then
Correct.
picked up by Clifford's. We took 2 of them. At first, we only thought there was going to be 1. That's that was the initial thought. It was just 1 dog, but then that 1 dog turned into 6. So we took 2 of them, and they were in very rough shape. They were eat up with Demodex mange.
And they had skin infections and
Skin
et cetera
infections,
because of that.
oozing sores. It was pretty rough. Plus, they were anemic and malnourished, and they just required a lot of TLC. So,
And being a foster too, Clifford's Army, we provide all the medical that they need.
That's
and so
right.
you got all the medicines and everything, all the vet care that they needed until that was all cleared up. And now
Exactly.
they are beautiful. They're
oh,
stunning.
they are absolutely beautiful now. They are thick-coated,
Yes.
very fun-loving. As a matter of fact, they were at a recent event at Belk in Gastonia, and they were just all over everyone who wanted to pet them. They were just as happy as could be.
And now these came from feral dogs that are living up there at the chicken houses. There's several feral mamas and daddies that nobody can touch, but the people at the chicken houses they feed them and they house them, you know, in their barns and stuff, but nobody's able to touch these mamas and daddies, and we are trying to get around to being able to try and trap them and get them fixed. We're trying to get to that process. So that we can stop this process of having puppies after litter, you know, because for one thing, these mama and daddies, they all have Demodex mange. And so all the puppies that they have Demodex mange. And because it is a genetic thing. So we have also some puppies from litters of theirs before that we have. But anyway, so yeah.
But we love them. You know, they're becoming housebroken and you know, starting to learn some basic commands. We're having to teach them, do some leash training, things like that. Getting them to go on walks has been an interesting endeavor. They have very strong personalities, and they sometimes want to go where they want to go and don't want to go where you want to go. So it's a little bit of a challenge, but my wife and I are up for it because we do enjoy, watching the progress of an animal from, being in a bad situation
Being
to
so scared. And my point was
scared.
the parents were feral and they were very scared. The last few of them had to be trapped, basically, because they were terrified. They had never been touched before they were 8 weeks old. Before we got them, they had never been touched. So you've done a fantastic job, of course, of, getting them more well-rounded and accepting and trusting of people and healthy.
We're socializing them with dogs that have been taught manners as well. So
Yeah.
they're starting to learn how to be domesticated instead of, like you said, part of a feral colony.
Right, right. And they are ready to go, actually,
They
right
are
now
as well. They are. That would
And-
be Trinity and Elizabeth.
And we think they're hound mixes, some sort of hound mix. And they maybe get to about 35 pounds or so, we're thinking. We never know because, we don't know who the daddy and mommy are exactly. So
They are growing, quickly, and they've already gotten bigger than Murray. But of course, Murray, our dog, was the Chihuahua mix, so he's going to stay small. But he's unfortunately realized that he's the smallest dog again, and so now they're bigger than him, and they continue to just grow and have fun. They're very playful. Just like Maggie
other
here.
dogs.
Yes, they're just like any other dog. They just want to be nearby. They want to pet you. Sometimes they're still just a little bit of that fear every once in a while comes back. So that's why we still work with them to give them that support, give them that love, and just make sure that they don't feel afraid.
And they're young still. They're
Yes.
about getting to be 5 months oldish
Yes.
now. So they're still young. They've got a ways to grow. So
Yes, we got them, I believe it was mid-August is when they were initially rescued and went through their vetting and got on their medication. And so it's been a bit of a journey, I would say, with those two, but it was possibly the most rewarding foster experience that I've had so far.
Yeah.
And as I've seen a dog come in from dire circumstances and transform into just a beautiful, beautiful animal.
yeah, that's usually why I love to do the medical fosters and the ones that are in such terrible shape and that's usually the ones that are so rewarding are the ones that come so far, that you have to do so much with. So yeah, those are always the most rewarding, are the ones that come from nothing and from such bad circumstances. Okay, well, we are going to take a break, and we will come back with more for your information.
Killing people dying, children hurt and you hear them crying. Can you practice what you preach and would you turn the other cheek?
How you doing today, ma'am?
Father, help us and some guidance from above. These people got me questioning. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love?
Tune in to Senior Moments here on C19 TV. I am Jackie Sibley Newton with Terabella Assisted Living. Whether you are a senior planning for your own future or helping someone make decisions, Senior Moments has got information to share. We talk about the wealth of services, activities, and healthy living options available to you here in our area. That's Senior Moments on C19 and also on C19.tv.
She gets her hair from her mom, her eyes from her dad, and her drugs from her home medicine cabinet. Fact: more people die from drug overdoses than from car crashes or gun violence. And over 50% of those deaths are from prescription drugs. Prescription drug abuse is preventable. 1. Secure and take regular inventory of our medications. 2. Dispose of unused or expired medications. 3. Share this message with others. Be aware, don't share, lock your meds.
Welcome back to For Your Information with my special guests, Matt Dover and Maggie. So first of all, we're going to talk about our coming events because I don't want to run out of time to do this. So our coming events is starting Black Friday, 11/29. We'll be wrapping Christmas presents, and we'll be in front of the Subway at the Cleveland Mall. So we'll be wrapping Christmas presents and working on getting donations for that. Friday, December 5th, we'll have our mobile low-cost spay and neuter clinic. There are a few slots still available. Now that's a wonderful opportunity. It's a low cost, and that's going to be, you can go online onto our website, our page, and check out the information on that and how to get signed up for that. Let's see, Saturday, December 7th, there is a 2-man sniper challenge at the TRM gun range in Chesterfield, South Carolina. Proceeds go to benefit animals in Clifford's care. So that's going to be pretty fun. That'd be neat to see. Saturday, December 7th is also the last hike of the year in Kings Mountain at the Gateway Trail.
And this year, we do have a local celebrity special guest. His name's Larry Boulding, and he's the guy behind the big selfie movement on Facebook and the hashtag Living Like Larry. So he'll be there taking selfies, walking care doggies, and taking selfies with anybody that wants them.
So definitely you want to be there at the hike and be living like Larry. Okay, also Saturday, December 14th, we have our low-cost microchip clinic. Now it's only $10 to get your dog microchipped. It is so invaluable to do that. I have reunited so many pets with their owners, several cats, because I do the TNR program, and I've actually had several cats that they tell me, hey, this cat's been fixed, and by the way, it also has a microchip. And so then we call that number on the microchip and they say, hey, I lost that cat 3 months ago. I lost that cat 6 months ago. And we reunite that cat with the owner. So the low cost microchip, it's only $10 to get your cat or dog microchipped. And I highly recommend it because then everybody, like the clinics, everybody knows to scan a dog if they find it or scan a cat to see if it has a microchip. They'll have your information and you can get reunited with your pet. Even if you think you're never going to lose your pet, it happens. Okay, so I highly encourage people to get their dog or cat microchipped. $10, and that's a great price. And that is going to be, again, let me open this up again. So that low-cost microchip drive is at our property, the EO Studios, on December 14th, Saturday, December 14th. Okay, Sunday, December 15th is the Pet and Sip and the lighting of the Christmas tree and the blessing of the animals at Baker Buffalo Vineyard and Winery. If you haven't ever been there, it's a lot of fun to go there and sip the wine and do all that. That's a lot of fun.
We had a great time last year. That was fantastic.
Yeah, and you bring your dog, you come see some Clifford dog. We'll have several Clifford's dogs there, and that's a great time. Sunday, December 22nd is Clifford's world famous holiday baked goods auction. Okay, So that way you can get your sweets for the holidays and be ready to go. All right, so next we want to talk to one thing that you are very, very heavily involved in is working on our property over there at the EO Studios. So you're very heavily into trying to get that place cleaned up. It's quite an extensive job. You, along with several other volunteer guys that are just and girls that are doing just awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit of that part?
So we heard that the old Earl Owensby Studios had been, put into Clifford's ownership, and was going to be, a new facility for them in the future, and they needed people to help, clean out decades worth of stuff that had accumulated in those buildings, and help get it ready so that it can be renovated. So
And
starting
it's quite deteriorated, unfortunately.
Yes, it's had many years of leaks and other types of things that have happened to it. So it's been a challenge. We've definitely made some progress since the summer when we started on that, and we do that every weekend. We have a cleanup day. We take 3 to 4 hours sometimes, and we get a crew in there, and we're called the wrecking crew right now because primarily we're not doing any kind of renovation. We're just doing demolition of things that are just unsanitary because of water leaks, things like that, and just tearing down old walls to make it a true facility for the animals. And it's been very rewarding. I've made quite a few friends along the way, and we've had great fun. It's a great stress reliever to swing a sledgehammer sometimes, I'll say that.
And there's a lot of work still left to be done, and that's usually every Sunday is normally the days you do it.
We do that on Sundays typically. We start kind of late in the morning and go through early afternoon. Sometimes if there are events on Sundays, we switch the day over to Saturday, and we just get in there and roll our sleeves up and get to work. We fill up one of those long semi truck long dumpsters each time. Sometimes when we have a big enough crowd, we fill up 2.
About how many people are usually there?
It can range anywhere from 5 to 15 people, and we're just all in there doing what we can, and really there's not a dull moment. It's just a lot of fun, and we know that what we're doing is doing this for a good cause, and we're saving Clifford's to have to pay for somebody to come in there and do all of this demolition that we can do, and help keep the money that would go towards that going towards something like renovations.
And it seems like a lot of the guys like to go do this, project because it's very physical, and it seems like a lot of the guys tend to like to do this part.
We do, but it's not just the guys.
No, it's the girls too.
That's right. So anybody is welcome to come and join us, and we have like I said, we have a great time. We do things safely, but we also are as efficient as we can be.
And now you have pizza or something afterwards, right?
Sometimes we do, yes. Sometimes we do have a little pizza party going on afterwards, and everybody gets together and just sits
just
around
have a good
and
time.
takes a break. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good time. I'm sure you probably have your 80s music going.
Sometimes we do. Sometimes we're listening to blues. Sometimes you never know what we're listening to.
So is there a whole lot of more demolitions still left, or?
There's quite a bit of tear down and dragging of stuff out. And there's still a good bit of that to do. There's a lot of rooms. We recently have acquired some equipment that's going to make the demolition process a little easier, and allow us to get to some things that we weren't previously able to get to, like some of those high ceilings.
And I know we're trying to preserve a little bit of Earl's stuff in there as well.
We find
out of
memorabilia.
respect.
We save that. We we take that to a location that is dry and secure, and we're going to hopefully have a room located at the front of the building up there where the offices were, to sort of have a way to remember the Earl Owensby Studios and everything Earl brought to Cleveland County.
Yeah, and to honor him a bit
Absolutely.
for everything that, he did do and accomplish and everything like that. We fully respect
And it's pretty
all
neat
that.
to work in it's pretty neat to work in an old studios. I
Yeah.
gotta say, I mean, never thought I would be, working in a movie studio, but here we are.
Yeah. So let's talk about what else is how much longer do you think before we start other stuff, building or?
Oh gosh, that's there's so many sound stages there that have so much left to be done as far as tear down. I think that we'll be working on this weekends right through the winter and into a good portion of next year before we're to a point where, at least in the larger buildings out back, that we'll have a need to do renovations there. But I do think that we'll be doing a lot of renovations. Oh goodness, we'll be starting renovations sooner in the offices up front, and getting that project started. Especially working on getting that new roof put on, so that we can stop any further water damage that is happening to the facility. And after we get the roof on, then things will start moving along with electricity, getting things back there, and really working hard on that while at the same time. Oh my goodness. So.
And and in the meantime, we are still doing our monthly spay and neuter. Mobile veterinarian is coming out there to the facility, and we are doing approximately 30 a month. Is that correct?
Yes,
I believe it's about 30 a
yes.
month.
There's always such a good turnout for the spay neuter, the mobile spay neuter clinic. Those slots fill up fast. So I would recommend to anybody that's looking to get in on that to earlier is better. Earlier is better, and it's a great thing. Like you said, the mobile microchip drives. That's also something that's going on.
And we also we had a rabies clinic as well there.
That's right.
One time, and I think in the future we are planning on doing more of those.
That's right, and I think
anything that we can do to try and help the community is what we're looking to do.
And even I think that future food drives where
And we
we
have
do
food
food
drive.
giveaways are also going to be held there. So that'll be something that we'll be doing there as well, I've heard.
Correct, and we do have a food drive that is coming up this next Friday.
Yeah, this Friday.
Yes, this Friday we do have a food drive coming up, but this won't be out until then. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, Matt and Maggie, for coming and chatting with us For Your Information.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.